And the Oscar goes to
Ludwig Gorasson.
Black Panther.
And the Oscar goes to Oppenheimer. Ludwig Gorasson.
With winning 2 Oscars for the Best Original Score for 2 of the most essential films of the past 2 decades, there is no denying that Ludwig Gorasson is him. Film composer and producer, Ludwig Gorasson has made a name for himself with his sonic world building. Such a start to his process presents something unique about his approach to creating. When stepping into a new project to compose, Gorasson has 2 guiding principles. 1. He never reaches for the same instrument twice to put down his initial ideas. And 2nd, he finds enjoyment in limiting the sound he uses. As he has explained, if you always put down your ideas the same way when you're inspired, say you immediately reach for the guitar, there is muscle memory at work and your fingers are just going to go in a certain way. Same with piano. So I try to approach every project like I'm doing something for the first time. A prime example of his process and approach is his Oscar-winning score for the film Black Panther, in which he traveled to Africa, where he collaborated with local musicians and learned their complex musical customs. As stated by Gorasson, music in Africa is different from music in the rest of the world. It's not a performance, it's a part of the culture and the language. So with Black Panther, it was always super important that we stay true to the culture and use those instruments in a way that they would do in Africa. With his latest film, Christopher Nolan suggested the violin to be the heart of the score. Thus, Gorasson took the suggestion and ran with it. With the idea that the violin personifies Oppenheimer's character, Gorasson began the challenging process of using such an instrument, often used as a horror effect, in a matter of creating a beautiful tone. In playing around with the dynamics of a traditional orchestra, switching from a solo violin to and then to a string ensemble, such a process made him figure out the layout of the story. As Gorasson stated, you can grow throughout the story and sometimes make it very intimate and personal, and sometimes very operatic. Ludwig Gorasson approaches every project carefully in an authentic manner. Researching the roots of the sound, he manages to capture the essence of the culture and the style in the score by collaborating with those who know the music well. With his next project, Sinners, directed by Ryan Coogler, a reoccurring collaborator, we as the audience can imagine that we'll be listening to new immersing sounds achieved by the experimental use of new instruments.